What's up, y'all? Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Cook. I'm out here live from the Lost Pines of Central Texas, camping and enjoying life to the fullest. So, welcome, everybody, to the stream today. People are already asking what is cooking. I've got all kinds of good stuff for you guys. But joining me today in studio is AO from the Eat Tribe. What's going on, my brother?
What's happening, heavy metal? Thanks for having me on here.
Man, it is absolute pleasure to have you on. I'm excited. I got a really full show for everybody today. It's going to be fun. This is where I'm at. I'm out here camping. This is my rig. So like this is a lot of fun. I mean, this is a live background here. The pine trees and everything that's going on. Treasure Dad in the house saying hello. What's going on?
Yeah.
Right on, dude. Right on, man. I mean, I just kind of like show you guys some of the shit I've been up to today. Well, so far this week, I got out here like Tuesday, and man, it's been an adventure because had a blowout on the road. Like one of the tires on my camper just went boom, shredded my fender wells and all that. And about 1K later and 4 new tires. We're all good. But yeah, it's been quite fun. And of course, what would be camping without a tasty adult beverage? So cheers to you, AO, and everybody out there. Cheers. Yeah, so like this is some of the stuff that I've been what's happening. Made some delicious birria tacos. Those were good. And of course, had to go swimming and wear my Solana shorts. It's kick ass. I need to make some new ones with Saga DAO on there. And this was last night, cooking up some meat sticks. A lot of fun. But that's been some of the adventure. Actually got some more. I'll just show you guys like the drive through this park. I'm at a Bastrop State Park, actually. And it's just absolutely beautiful. Just hilly, windy roads, all these lost pines. And they call it the Lost Pines because there's like a lot of pine trees out in East Texas, right? And then there's like just this separate little small area group of pines. And this park actually once, like, it burnt. So there's like all these dead pines everywhere. But anyway, it's just like a beautiful place. And Monday, gonna head out to Lockhart, to the barbecue capital of Texas. Can't wait for that. And I'll probably record some content from some of that. But it's just been a lot of fun. All this was built like in the 1930s, and you see how solid that is. Jed, just a fun, beautiful park, and I hope that everybody out there, remembers to touch grass, reconnect with whatever out there that makes you happy, nature, whatever. Live your best life, guys. And I can, thanks to Web3, I'm able to come out here and do this, and of course, stream to you guys live. So, you like camping much, AO? You ever do that?
I used to a lot, not since I moved down to the beach. I think I probably went camping twice lately. We have places to camp around here. It's hot and humid down here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I bought some land in South Texas on the Rio Grande about 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I bought up just under 10 acres. Never even went out and saw it. Somebody else bought up most of it around me and offered like 1.5 what I paid for it. And I'd had it for about, I think, not quite 18, no, like 14 months or something like that.
Yeah.
I signed the paperwork and went ahead and sold it to them.
Hey,
so when I get the chance to go out there, I'll buy more land. I own some out in Arizona too. I ain't never seen it. but I get the chance. I got places to camp all over the world.
Right. We're about in Arizona. Like north, south?
Pinal County, I think it's southwest Arizona.
Okay, southwest. I haven't really ever been there. I was like actually born up near the Grand Canyon along Route 66.
Nice.
Yeah, like way up in there in the mountains. So I'm a mountain man by birth. But
I can respect that. I was born in the Appalachian foothills, so I'm really a country boy. I've just lived on the beach forever now.
Almost a hillbilly, man.
Yes, that's where the hillbillies come from.
All right, guys. Well, we've got a packed show. We're going to learn a lot about Eat Soul and the tribe. I'm just going to show you guys like one more fun thing that I was doing, you know, because it's my show and I can do whatever I want, right? So went kayaking yesterday. This is a lot of fun. It was, the water was low, so a lot of weed. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun kayaking. The water was low, so there was a lot of weeds and whatnot out there. And so Trinidad asked if I do any fishing, and there is fishing out here, but I am probably one of the world's worst fishermen. I have drowned like a billion worms and like all kinds of things, and I can't fish to save my life. But you know, hey, that's the way stuff goes, man. That's the way it goes. So anyway, let me clean up some of this here. Anyway, what I want to get into now is actually Eat. So you're with the Eat tribe. And so tell me a little bit about, okay, first of all, I want to know about Eat Soul.
Okay, RLST.
Yeah, so the LST. So it's a validator. Give me some details on this.
So we operate a validator. It basically funds our community owners, which is the NFT holders, and then our development. And then so our LST comes through Sanctum from your beautiful Solana shorts there. And we take the you know, like other validators, we collect block rewards, inflation rewards, MEV rewards, etc. We only have fees on the block and inflation of 4%. We take a portion of that and steer it all into our LST. So we've maintained almost since opening #1 on Sanctum's LSTs by APY. And then after a while, we got the 4x looping on loop scale.
Wow.
So, yeah, you can you can leverage it up to 4x.
Wow. So I actually did I did buy some Eat Soul. And yeah, I put in a good amount on it. So right now it's getting up to 10% APY.
We say that I think I just looked. I think we're like 14.8 is what we've averaged either so far in total or over like what they're tracking the last 10 or 30 epochs. But yeah, we try to just say above 10. We don't want to overpromise. So, yeah. And we're like over double everybody else. So I mean, it's, you know, we don't try to like promise to the roof or whatever, but it's by far one of the best right now. So
all right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's like super bullish, man. Actually, it's good to know there, and I definitely want to look into that loop scale sometime because forexing that, super bullish on that idea, man. I love forexing my money. So, but
we took it from the approach of like, from seeing other communities, also validator communities, how the stake pools and other stuff worked, right? We realized, well, there's like a lot of stake that comes for other reasons, you know, because you're processing bundles or you're doing this or, you know, whatever it is. And there's different ways they charge for it. And then there's stake that they charge for. And so we started looking at like, well, how does that work for like the institutional investors? See, there you go. On a basic epoch, that's like what the max out is at loop scale if you forex it. And wow. Yeah, so we looked and we were like, well, why does institutional money get 10, 11, 12, 8% when everybody else was getting 4? You know, it's like always double. So, I mean, it had to come from somewhere, right? So we were like, well, can we figure out a way to take that stake and then give it back to just the basic staker, the guy that goes and stakes 1 SOL, 5 SOL, 50 SOL, or 500, not just to some institution that has 50K SOL. I mean, I don't personally know anybody, even if they've got that kind of money, that has 50K SOL sitting around to go stake with people, right?
Right.
So that's the approach we took. And yeah, so we leverage a lot of it ends up being our block rewards, right? So that's what basically most of the validators keep for themselves in full. And then so we charge a little bit of inflation reward. Most validators charge somewhere between 1% and 5%, some a little higher, some go with 0, and we charge 4%, but then we turn around and we give approximately 10% of the block rewards back to all the LST stakers and do it every epoch.
Bullish. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing coming back, man. That's super cool. I love it. And you guys, if you're not following AO out there, you know, go give him a follow on X. He's got some good information out here. Super cool. Okay. So we've talked about that. Now I want to talk about something else that you guys have been building. And the Enos protocol.
Yep. That's our combined aggregator and swap engine.
Okay, so this is a new swap engine and aggregator, and I see at the top, I mean, there's several things going on here: trade, discover, maps. We'll go through like some of these things here, but you know, and you're showing things that are hot and bonding, but like over here on the swap, and you're making a comparison actually to Jupiter. So what makes, like, because it's giving this comparison, you know, you're saying that maybe you're getting a better swap than there, and don't get me wrong, love Jupiter, big love to Jupiter, shout out, you know, they're awesome, but like, to me this is interesting. How are you able to give better quotes than Jupiter?
Newer tech, number one. A lot of people, I have swap engines and stuff, right? They've been around since as soon as you needed to do a swap on Solana. Once there was more than one pool to buy it from, you had to figure out which one you wanted to get it from. And so a lot of it's just building newer tech, right? You know, we built it last. We got the hindsight of everything. and pool access. So as you noticed, it switched. Jupiter's back up there. A lot of times you're going to see Jupiter because they're the next best price. Right?
I see.
So theirs will pop up a lot. Sometimes it'll just show that it's us filling it, and that may mean that the next best price was a dark pool. So like we can see the price, but we don't know who specifically is offering that router price.
Okay.
Sometimes, and that's the aggregator part, if our engine doesn't find the best price, then it'll aggregate and it'll go to wherever the best price is. So whether that's drift, jupe, happens to be a humidify or a Camino pool or something where they have really deep liquidity on something, it'll go there. The other part is if you've been paying attention to like the Solana news updates, you'll see they just installed 100 million CU blocks, right? So they've now added to block size 40%. Well, everybody else built with old anchor. We built with like Pinocchio and stuff. It's lighter weight. So we can actually split it more. So instead, if you're making a larger trade, you know, say like 10K, instead of that splitting and just going 5K in this pool, 5K in that pool, we can split it up to 4 times. So you only have, you know, 2,500 per pool to pull that price up, you know. And so, you know, that means you're going to cross less bins in each pool, you know, from your experience with LPs. And so that's how we're usually able. And then we have, like Meteora, we use dynamic fees. So like we make sure that like if the difference in our price and somebody else's would have been that our fee was too high, then we just reduce our fee below the price.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we make sure that it's like it's never, and we do it, and it always stays small. So like at the max it goes is like 0.1% or something like that. But if for some reason that 0.1% is the difference in the actual user getting the best trade, then we just waive all or part of the fee.
So it's kind of like because on Meteora, you know, the dynamic fees, that's something that like I want that dynamic fee to go up, and it's based off of that volatility, you know, and like so it's super volatile. That dynamic fee is going to go up, but this is kind of like doing it in reverse. Like the dynamic fee is like, okay, it's here, but it could go down in order to give the trader a better swap.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Bullish.
And then the other part is, and we don't actually show that, is most people, it's called trade drift, right? You know, everybody knows you've got your 2% slippage here and your fees and whatnot. We just run a second part of logic on the trade, which is kind of like the Jito bundle logic, all or nothing, right? So if you can't complete the entire bundle, then you wouldn't want to complete the trade at all. And so what we say is basically if it goes beyond the slippage on what's shown on that screen right there, then the trade will not go through. And so and actually the way we smart route it, you'll actually just see a notice pop up that like you need to refresh the trade to get an accurate price, you know. And so that way there's no surprise. Like you don't think you're going to get, you know, $4,995 in a USD to C swap or something, and then turn around and now it's, you know, 4,992 instead.
Right. Okay. So and the other thing, I mean, because people are always going to ask, right? Like, you know, is this safe? You know, is this secure or whatever? You guys have gone through full audits and things like this?
The program itself is being audited right now by 2 different, I'll call them the best name Solana auditors. That'd be like OSEC or somebody, but people that are well enough known in like the DeFi portion of Solana.
Okay. All right.
So, and that's our personal portion, which is the engine that it finds the swaps, right? But on the like the back end, you can actually choose all your own RPCs and stuff. But we use Flux, and then we have something that's like a verification node. So there's like a third-party blockchain that it verifies the transactions are actually going to be what the transactions are. and it's got, whether you're trading it through here and using your wallet, as long as whatever wallet you have allows it on the browser, or if you're using terminal or app, it has the clear signing, so you actually see what the transaction is doing. And then other than that, in the back end, everything that we touch is like either a Solana native program, or like with our LST where we use Sancto, we use somebody where all their stuff is third party audited, verified, etc. So like we only, though we do connect to some of the dark pools that we have identified, right? So it says somewhere on there like 20 plus venues, right? Like our major pools are usually Meteor pools because they're some of the best prices. Humidify, their prop AMMs and stuff, ZeroFi, etc. So we only go through like those 20 venues themselves are also all audited and verified.
Okay. So now we've got here, okay, API. I don't know what's going on with that. But like here's a hive. So this is showing, like, this is almost like bubble maps here on Discover, like what's trending, what's gaining. And it's actually showing like where smart money is. I mean, this is kind of interesting, finding like maybe something that you want to buy or LP with. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, why it's not loading these hives, but is that what this is? This is showing you like who's holding?
So yeah, this is holder growth basically. And I think it's a smart combination. I'm not sure which number, whether it's the one over here on 24 hour, but one of them's holder growth and the other one's like market cap growth. So you can kind of see not only just is a lot of money going in there, but is it new money going in? Are new people buying the token still?
Gotcha.
Are people just growing their bags? There is, I think that's the one API that's not loading right now. I have to check our thing with Flux. I don't know if we do it through them or somebody else, but it is basically like a bubble map. So it'll show you which wallets are connected to which. Also on the trading charts, there's some smart identification for the actual chart that you can turn on. So it'll show you like certain movements and times on the chart itself.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And it may be my connection here. This is like, okay. So it's mapping out a holder map and market tape here. Portfolio is coming soon. So this is pretty cool. I like this new tech, and I'm definitely going to be digging more into this one. But you've also got an app, and right now it's just available in the
Solana Mobile DApp Store.
Yeah, the Solana Mobile DApp Store. Let's see, RJ's joined us. What's going on, man? So that's just available now. So you sent me a couple of videos. So let's check these out, and then you can explain what we're looking at here. Okay, so this is like right here in the DApp, you can stake.
Yep.
And any LST or only Eat Soul?
That one will go straight to Eat Soul. The wallet itself, if you want to trade for another LST, you can get it, but the staking module is just for us.
All right, I see. Okay, no, that makes sense. That others do that as well. Okay, so that looks pretty cool, pretty slick. Did you want to have anything else you wanted to comment about this one?
Yeah, this is our cleanup feature. So at the top half, you'll see it'll pull in your NFTs. I see we got to work on marking them. See one of my Meteor ones in there and my E-Tribe ones. So we got to work on identification a little bit, but it'll let you clean up your NFTs and stuff. But it just doesn't even load the CNFTs, the normal like scammy fake ticket ones you give.
Right.
But in case you want to burn, because it's more about reclaiming the soul that's in the accounts. So it'll show the NFTs that actually are like core NFTs that have reclaimable soul. If you have token empty accounts, it'd be under the second section. And so you can click that. And then down at the bottom, because people seem to have like there you go, see closable accounts. So you can select and close whatever empty token accounts haven't been closed, or if you just want to burn a portion of a token. So like that's how we actually facilitate the APY boost for the LST is we buy every epoch 10% or so approximately of the block rewards, swap it into each soul, and then burn it from the market. And so down at the bottom, you can select and it lets you burn like a fraction of a token, or if you had 1 million tokens and you only wanted to burn 1,000 of them, and you just make sure you click not to close the account, because otherwise closing the account is going to burn them all and return the 0.002 soul.
I can't remember seeing that anywhere else. Is this unique to Tribe?
Yeah, when we first started it, I think one wallet now somewhere has, you can close just the empty accounts, that third section, they just have that. But yeah, no wallets had it. You were stuck to like try to go Google or find somewhere to go get it. And then if you got there, it was usually one of two focuses. It was a place to go burn stuff, but it didn't actually close the account and return you the 0.002 soul. Or it was just for token closure. So if you only wanted to burn a portion or a certain amount of tokens, that wasn't available. So we went ahead and wrapped it all together and just stuck it right there where all your tokens are. So it's a one button click and you can clean up what you want.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So I got another one. You can tell me what we're looking at here. Or is that the same thing?
Yep, that's our cleanup.
Okay, the cleanup. All right. Cool. All right. And then the third one you sent me was this one. Still the same thing? Okay. Yeah. So it's still cleanup. But in the Tribe Terminal app itself, what else can we do? So we can do swaps and you know, find really good prices on that. You can stake. What else is there in the app?
And obviously a browser so that you can get to like any other stuff, right?
Like Meteora or Sanctum or
yeah, we have some hot ones up there so that you can get to like Sanctum, Soul Scan, Drip, mainly us stuff up top, Enos, Eat Tribe, etc.
Gotcha.
And there's also Tally, which I'm not fully the best on. Our dev built this one all out, but it's timed and request payments. It's like a full payment platform or a point of sale platform. Yeah, so you can grab QR codes if you want to like request, so you can just do phone to phone, and it's also on the web if you go there. But I think you get to it from the Enos site. But it allows you to add your contacts. You can set up like recurring subscription payments if you want to do that. You can set up like a tip link or send out an invoice or bill. And you can also do like the splitting. So whether you want to split a payment across people for a team, or whether you want to, I think you have to go into split and then.
So what you're saying is this could help me, like if say I'm running a business with crypto or whatever, that I could use this to like track what I'm paying, recurring payments to, you know, workers, this kind of thing. Does it track all kinds of information?
Yeah, it'll keep it. It's all on the chain, and then it keeps it in user controlled vaults. So like it never technically leaves you. And there's also like a time rated trust pay. So like besides just, or I guess it would be trustless pay. So like besides just sending like a single payment, if you were going to do an amount of work over an amount of time, you could set that amount and you can actually watch it. It's funny, it's fine tuned. If you hit update enough on it, you can actually watch it by the second move as it goes. And then at any point in time, either person can go in and cancel. So like the person that's receiving can either one go in and notify that like it's finished, and the other person can choose to, release everything, or say that they're, hey, I'm done. I'm not working here for the rest of the year or whatever it is. The person can go ahead and that'll pause it. The other person can say, hey, we don't want you anymore. We're not satisfied with the work that's been done thus far, whatever, and freeze payment and go ahead and stop it. But it's so that it's fully fully transparent to both sides. And then, yeah, there's a lot of little features so it'll let you like bill split, and stuff like that if you wanted to. And we tried to think of like crypto's coming everywhere, and so like what made it more usable in real life. Like, I mean, because there's all kinds of neat stuff you can do with it, but like what makes it actually usable? Tally. That's the payment one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I just realized I could have been showing this the whole time.
Nope.
This is pretty cool. Okay, and so this is currently on the Solana mobile store, and soon we might find it in like Apple and Google Play and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we're working on that right now. We have the Android Google version ready. They're just they're not like Solana on their DApp store. I mean, that's why Solana gets to brag about it, making it the easiest to produce apps and get apps out on. The road is a lot longer and slower with the duopoly, as they call it. But yeah, we have our stuff in there, so you should see us soon. I think we actually even have a semi-working iPhone version. I don't know if it's like fully polished or whatnot yet, but I think we have like all the buttons pushed already. So we're we got a little bit of cleanup to do and get the okay for both of them to get into their stores, and we'll be there too.
Okay, so I see some other things here. We've got like security alerts. So a dummy pin opens the decoy and silently sends an alert to your own channel. And the person forcing you in sees only a network error, a wallet that calls for help when you can't. So, like, this is like if somebody stole your phone, or
yeah, it's in there. If you want to use it, right, like you don't have to enable all the extra security features, but if you want to, right up under your profile, there's like a full security section so that you can turn basically that wallet on your phone into like hardware level security wallet. So if somebody puts in the wrong pin and you enable it, it'll take a picture, it'll show you who's trying to get into it, and you can set your own email. We don't keep any of it. It'll be between like your phone and whatever you put in to receive it. But you can get an email with the picture of the person trying to get in. You can set up a dummy pin. So if you put in a fake pin, it'll go to like a fake wallet, won't display all your stuff.
interesting.
Yeah. There's also a pin you can choose to, I think that's the panic swipe, right?
Yeah, panic sweep.
Oh no, that's one tap to move everything. Yeah, so you can set it up one tap, basically empty your entire wallet, all your positions, everything, move it to a clean wallet in case you got compromised connecting to something or anything else. But there's also one that'll wipe it, So as we say, always keep your stuff written down, always keep a copy of your thing. But if you wanted to make sure that it wasn't vulnerable on, your hardware, you can set it up where I think it's you select 3 or 5 wrong pin entries, and it'll just go ahead and wipe all the wallets for you. There's also one button wipe, so like if you happen to have to open it, it takes you 2 clicks to go erase every wallet in the thing. You could accidentally erase it, quicker than you could send somebody Solana.
Okay. I like this panic sweep idea because, like, if you feel like maybe you've been compromised, it'll just like take everything out, put it into another, like a safe place, just like, and I assume it happens with speed, uh,
Yeah.
to just like get out of there quickly, before someone else can steal it. That's pretty cool. And you were just talking about this decoy unlock, a dummy pin. It makes it look fake, or it makes it look real, but it's a fake wallet. And then we've got something here, hidden vaults. Each pin opens a completely separate wallet set, and nothing on device reveals how many vaults exist or any that do. Is this
Right. So like if you remember in the original screenshots, you'll see like the wallet during the screenshot had like 2 or 3 wallets, and you're used to most wallets, if you add them, touch a button, you can see all of them, right?
Yeah.
Well, this gives you the option to preset it so that each wallet is in essence its own vault. None of them connect. So like when you open it, you don't see the other wallets as an option. So it'll open,
Okay.
pin 1111, would open wallet 1, 222 would open wallet 2, 333. But of course, you set it all yourself.
Okay, cool. All right. So at signing, Mistake Guard learns the size of your normal trends. When one looks nothing like you're usually $5. Then a first ever $500 stops and asks you if you're sure. Also flags a first time recipient or send that empties the wallet. So that's actually like really, because a lot of times people are just like mashing buttons. And so this is kind of like, this doesn't seem like like you're not usually sending or spending, this much money. Is you sure that's what you want to do? Because to me, that just like it protects you from fat fingers, right?
That was the original idea for this one, where it kind of came through was you certain sliders and stuff, and then you went to scroll down the screen, but it maxed the slider out real quick, and then you went to go, click something. Or a lot of them have the like 50% and max button now, and maybe you accidentally like touch that, and it's like, hey, you meant to send the person like a 0.1 soul. You're about to send them, 15.837 soul, which is also
Yeah.
all your soul in this
Right.
wallet. Are you sure that's what you wanted to do? And it's also for like the automation. We kind of thought about it on the security side. A lot of those compromise hacks are like automated once it happens. So if for some reason it was actually a device hack, ran automatically, that second confirmation should actually bug it. So it
Yeah.
should complete the drain.
I actually
Oh,
like that. I really like that. That's really bullish because like it'll maybe stop them. I mean, you still want to move off of that wallet, but it'll stop that like in its tracks. That's pretty cool. Signature pre-flight. Simulate every transaction before you approve it. See the soul it moves, how many programs it touches, any risky approvals in plain English sheet. Thank you. So a transaction that would fail or drain never gets signed. Okay.
yeah, we do
And
clear signing, so you get to see it. And because we have our own infrastructure and stuff, besides like we use Flux and Helios and etc. The big names to make sure that it's always, no matter what happens, a data center somewhere in the world goes down, it's always got something. And so yeah, automatic does all the pretext and simulation. So it's already like basically off-chain simulated the text and to verify that it's gonna do what it said it was gonna do.
gotcha. Okay. All right. And then see, drainer and poison shield recipients and DApp domains are checked against a live block list with lookalike address warnings that catch clipboard swaps and address poisoning. So this to me is kind of like is protecting you against like phishing links, maybe, or things like that, like links that
Yeah, I
look
believe that's
real but they're not.
it's the browser side, and I think that's also has to do with how the seeker vault connects, right? There's the Solana secure thing. So when you're building on Solana, they give you all the stuff to build with their, signing vault and all that. And so it'll actually, same thing as like the signature pre-flight for that. And then we use like a combination. So like we reference not Jito, Jupe has a big token list, so we reference that for approved or non-approved tokens. Flux has their reg check list. And so we use a combination of all those. And then just like if you're on when you go to the browser, how you'll see it has some of the sites preloaded like Sanctum and that. And then so we have a giant collection of all those, a registry of all the ones that we know of and are added to, so that if instead somebody's trying to send you to jupp.ag, we can go ahead and give you that warning and be like, hey, that's not the real Jupe. This isn't where you're going to find your portfolio view or your, whatever it was you were going to Jupe to look for,
Okay. All right. So if people want to find this on the DApp store, they just look for Tribe?
Terminal.
Okay, Terminal. All right. So, well, there's a link actually to what we were just looking at there, the QR code, tribeterminal.app. So if you guys want to check that out, you certainly can. I mean, I think this is pretty cool. It's very interesting because you've added a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of great wallets out there. And no shade against anybody, but like this is adding some things that I think, are really cool. And here on key and screen, hardware sealed keys, seed vault signing keeps the secret inside the seeker's secure element. App holds a public key and never the private one. That's cool. Screen shield, first of its kind. So every screen can leak a secret, your recovery phrase, private key, and pin pad. It's capture hardened. Screenshot, screen recorders, casting, and overlay attacks are blocked, and the content is hidden in the app store. That's really cool. So like it will not reveal this information. Like if I'm doing a screen recording or a picture or anything like that, if somebody's like hacked in, it's not going to give that data out. Is that that's what it is?
Yeah. So like the reason why you only see like so much on the like screen shares and stuff is because you can't go into the section of the wallet where you'd be able to like reveal your 12 words or your PIN code. You can't go to like, I think if it has the button touch on it, the only one it'll let you get past is the open screen. It won't. There's a bunch of other like the security stuff, and I got to give the credit to Moon Man for this one, our dev, because he's masterfully at it. Like not only does he do all that, like the first one says, it stays all on the phone.
Yeah.
So like at no time, like not only does it offer it, but it's not offering it by saying, hey, this is now a non-custodial wallet or a custodial wallet. We've actually got your keys, or it's actually sitting in some vault or program derived address that we control. It's always your device, your keys, all of it's handled on device. Even like the, I think it'll get to the silent breach log. So like even that log, we never see that. There's one side on the device for you to see. And then if you set up the email portion or whatever the alert portion of it is, you get that. But that comes directly from the app on your device. It doesn't come through us. Like there's no,
okay,
we don't have it. We don't get it.
That's cool. Okay. And then I've just put up a different QR code here. This is to the Enos protocol, the desktop app. So what we were showing earlier in the stream, you could look at that. But I'm really bullish on this because it seems like you guys have put a lot of thoughts into safety and security and like you know, you really have the end user in mind here. So like that's super cool. And you guys, you know, if you've got a Saga or a Seeker, definitely go check that out. You know, and I'm sure you guys have some sort of like feedback loop, like place for people to, you know, give feedback on the app.
Yeah, and well, you can do it in the secret store. You can do it at our Discord. And then I believe it is on the Enos page. No, developers is if you want access to it. Somewhere in there to give you, it actually gives you our dev's email. You just go bother our dev about it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I see. I can create an account and do all that. Okay.
And yeah, okay. So yeah, just at the bottom where it says team or under the about section, it'll take you a link and show you where you can contact the dev with any problems.
Okay, cool. All right, man. Well, I appreciate, you know, like this has been a lot of like information and stuff today, but like I'm kind of excited to try some of these things out. And I actually forgot my Saga phone at home when I went camping, so I'll have to check that out whenever I get home. But this is really cool. You guys go check that stuff out. For sure.
Yeah, we worked on it pretty good. We took it from each layer. So, you know, once we were running the validator and seeing the RPC and everything, we knew we had the calls and, you know, understood the full infrastructure. And so then we just kind of plugged and went.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, man, I appreciate you doing all that for us today. We are getting close to the end of the show, but you know, as always, I like to share some cooking videos is what we're doing. But you know, I'm out here camping in beautiful Lost Pines of Texas, so obviously I had to do a camp cooking. I'm going to show you guys one of the simplest, easiest recipes to start with a camp Dutch oven. The video explains it all. We'll just go ahead and kick that off right now.
Oh, let's check it out.
Yeah, give me a second to set this. Get my yeah, here we go. Got a camp Dutch oven recipe for you guys today, but before we get all of that started, we have to get our fire started. I'm just using charcoal briquettes here in a charcoal chimney. This is the best way to get this started. Got some fire starters down here. We'll just get that lit. And then you just set the chimney over that. And we'll wait for that to get ready. It should take about 10-15 minutes. All right, so what is a camp Dutch oven? So this is a camp Dutch oven. It's made out of cast iron. It's got these feet on it so that coals can go underneath it. And the lid has this lip here to hold coals on it. This is a 12-inch cast iron Dutch oven. If I could only have one piece of cookware when cooking, it would definitely be a Dutch oven because it's extremely versatile. To make cleanup easier for our recipe today, we're going to line this with aluminum foil. We'll just stuff this down in there. And that's probably good enough. We'll just tuck it down the sides. No problem. Today we're making an apple cobbler. A dump cobbler is one of the easiest things that you could do. I've done so many different things in a Dutch oven, from lasagna and chicken cordon bleu to jalapeno poppers, pancakes, you know, even ice cream. So, but this is the way to get started with any recipe. Pick your favorite pie filling. I'm going with apple here today. We're just going to dump that into the bottom of the Dutch oven. And I like to use 2 cans worth. We just spread that out here evenly. The next item is a yellow cake mix. This is really the best kind. You are not going to follow the directions on the box. You just open the cake mix and you put it evenly over all the pie filling. Try not to put plastic in it. That's not delicious at all. I'm just going to even this out, the cake mix all over it. Next, we're going to add a whole bunch of butter. This is a stick of butter. We just drop these little pats of butter all throughout this. You usually want to do this when the butter is cold. Don't let it get softened. Don't let it melt on you. I don't think I've ever encountered a time when there was too much butter on these. That's all that you need to do this, but to add a little bit of liquid, it's not a bad thing. Frequently, people will use like a Sprite or a 7-Up, some kind of lemon lime soda. I don't have any of that, so I'm going to try some Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Just easy sprinkle this over. I'm not even going to use the whole can. So there we go. That's maybe half a can, and it's ready to cook. We'll just wait for our coals to get ready, and then we'll get it on the fire. Charcoal is ready. So this is a 12-inch Dutch oven. To bake this at 350 degrees, we are going to need 24 coals. So that's 12 times 2, the diameter of the oven. We're going to put 8 coals on bottom and 16 on top. So let's get this out of the way and get our Dutch oven in there. Oh, ready. Let's get out some coals here. Try not to set myself on fire. Set myself up here. 8. About the size of the bottom of the Dutch oven. And then I just set that right there. Move the bail out of the way. And let's get 16 on top. Okay, that's actually 17 coals, but it's okay. We spread it out evenly. This is how you bake. You put more heat on the top than on the bottom. Otherwise, it would burn. So we will come back in about 15 minutes to check and turn this. All right, it's been 15 minutes. It's time to check and turn this. I'm using one of these handy lid lifters here. If you don't have one of these, you can use a claw hammer or maybe a big pair of pliers. But this is real handy. I'm going to lift the bail here. And I'm going to pick it up and give it half a turn one direction. And then I'm going to take the lid and I'm going to give it a quarter turn the opposite direction. If we lift it off and take a look, we can see it's starting to bake, but it's nowhere near done. So we put that back on and we come back and we check it in another 10-15 minutes. It's getting dark. Been another 15 minutes. Let's give this another turn. So halfway around. And then a quarter turn of our lid. Let's just take a peek. Oh yeah, it's looking real good. Maybe another 10 minutes or so. All right, this might be done. Let's give it a look. Raise that off. It's looking pretty good. It's bubbling. But this is still a little bit softer than I'd like. So I'm going to give it maybe about 5 more minutes. And we'll do a bit of a turn here. And we'll turn our oven the other way. And we'll be good. Cobbler's got to be done by now. let's check this out. Carefully lift that off. Oh yeah, nice golden brown. It's looking beautiful. So we'll take this out. I'll show you guys, this is the important step. So I'm going to lift this out onto the ground. And I'm going to set it over here, away from the pit. We'll lift the lid off. I'm going to carefully dunk all the coals back into the fire. And we'll take this over to the table so we can serve. All right, it's cobbler time, guys. Set that down. Let's get a nice scoop right out of the middle. And if you look at that, that is beautiful and delicious apple cobbler. You could add cinnamon to the top of this if you'd like. This is served great with vanilla ice cream or all by itself. It's a great dessert for camping. So easy. Anybody can make this. Yeah, so there you go, guys. I don't know what you guys think, if you guys got questions about any of that, but I have to give a big shout out and thank you to Mrs. Heavy for running camera for me. I appreciate her so much. She does a good job. So yes, thank you. She's behind back this. Yeah, you got to try this. This is really like a great entry into Dutch oven cooking. You can do literally anything. You take that lid, turn it upside down. Now you got a griddle. You do whatever. What do you think, AO? You ever cook with the Camp Dutch oven before?
I have that, but that was pretty good. That's a 35-minute dessert, so I love that. I told you right before we started the show where I'm from, so yeah, I do have experience cooking with all kinds of things. I'm more of a bake a stew or a chili. Everybody loves my 3 and my 5 bean chili. So
hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Chili. I am all about chili. Of course, being in Texas, we love chili here. One thing that it's really fun, like you get together with a group of friends and you set up this Dutch oven maybe on a tripod and you make stone soup. Have you heard of this? So, I mean, it's normally like someone puts a pot and they put a stone in there, but everybody who shows up brings something and it's whatever they want. Like maybe someone's like, he brought some beef. This guy, he brought some vegetables. They brought some kind of, liquid, whatever, and everybody just kind of like adds to this thing and you simmer it over hours. And, after you've had a few adult tasty beverages, midnight, it's a really good hearty stew, but you can do it whenever. But yeah, like I said, if I could only have one piece of cookware when camping, hands down, 100%, it would be a cast iron Dutch oven.
See, I got to agree, and it's because I'm more whenever I'm camping, I'm gonna get up, eat breakfast first thing in the morning, and then go enjoy my day. So I like to have that full thing, and like you said, so I can turn a little burner over, set it under the lid, and in about 2 minutes, that lid is so hot, I can fry my eggs, I can cook bacon, I could strip steak. I'm a steak and eggs kind of guy. So
yeah.
And you can't beat it, like you said, so I can use just the lid for breakfast, eat my whole breakfast, and then we come back in the afternoon and fill it up, get ready for dinner.
Yeah, for real. Okay, guys. So we are about at the end here. Just gonna tell you guys about a little bit of news, some things going on, because we always talk about liquidity providing on this show. Solana ID and Meteor, they've teamed up to try and get people who've never tried liquidity providing before, get in, ape in, or just LP into Sol USDC. You could win a share of $5,000. There is, like, as of this live recording, 1 day and 17 hours, 18 hours left in this. but you come in and it's real simple. You open your first position. It's picking a very specific Sol USDC pool, so it's not like it's risky memes or anything like that. And the more that you put in, the more tickets you get. And with these tickets, at the end, there is a drawing. And you can actually spin your tickets to break open the rock and maybe win more tickets or some USDC prizes. There's about $1,000 worth of prizes for that. And then there's referrals. You can refer people, get even more tickets. If you have a Solana ID, you can get some bonus tickets right off the bat. And then on day 7, they've got the drawing. $4,000 are up for grabs, USDC. So, I've got the QR code. It's rockmakes.money. Pretty cool campaign. They talked about this on the Solana ecosystem call. So if you've never tried LP, this is a great way to get your feet wet into a fairly safe pool and maybe win some money. So if you guys haven't tried that, go give it a shot and check that out. Okay, guys. So what's that?
I said, I got to agree with you there. Even in my last run in the trenches, I don't actually like buy memes and then try to sell them at the top. That's trying to time the top. I buy memes and I set the so it's the high scale as it's going up. I want to sell the most when it's the highest.
Right.
And then so that way, as the price bounces on the way up there, I'm getting all the fees. If I go all the way out of range, I got a moon bag of the token anyways. You know? So even when I last trenched, I'd actually prefer to LP while I trench. Works better for me personally.
Yeah, bullish. And, if anybody out there watching, like you want to learn more, we run an entire educational course, our LP Academy. It's out there on lparmy.com. QR code right there for it. Go check it out, man. It's totally free. You can do it anytime at your own pace. We'll teach you from zero to hero. We got tons of strategies and all kinds of other great stuff going on with that. So yeah, check out LP Academy. All right, guys. So we're actually at the end of the show. SagaDAO TV has a ton of stuff going on every week. Shows, in fact, later on going on today, we have the block party with Everclear. Join the Discord. It streams on Twitch and on X. The Discord is where you want to be to play the games, actually chat, join the actual party that's going on. You could win actual money doing this. So check out Block Party. We got Kiv's Game Room that happens on Fridays. Quicks has been doing the Moon Show. We've got People's Market Crypto doing the Alpha Den. Damon, I believe, just launched some other new gaming thing that, Damon, you hear, forgive me, I did not write that one down.
I think it's Saga Plays.
Yeah, Saga Plays. Okay, that sounds right. All right, so forgive me, I'll get that all set for the next stream. But there's a ton of stuff out there to check out on Saga. Go check us out. SagaDAO TV. Very bullish. But anyway, hey, thank you so much for joining me today. You've been a great guest.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, tons of information. I'm going to be recording more content. So next week, maybe more camping videos, but I will be back home by then. But to everybody who's joined me today in AO, thank you so much. We will rock out as we always do. Cheers, touch grass, and you guys have a great week.
Bye, everyone.